Greetings, Patrick here. I have Cheetah with you, and welcome to Dollar Theater. Dollar Theater is an ongoing series that was created by our good friend Hobbs from Hobbs Horror. In it, we watch and review films that we have gotten for $1.25 or less. I know it's $1.25, but it's called Dollar Theater. Well, that was because it was called Dollar Tree Theater at one time, where we could buy stuff for $1. Uh, so I get my $1.25 and under over at my local library, and so that's where the majority of the reviews in this for this series and for Friday night series, the Friday series, Dollar Theater's Voters' Choice. That's where they all come from. So today's movie, I was trying to figure out what to watch. I just really couldn't feel it. I wanted to get something interesting. I wanted to talk about a film that I enjoyed a lot, and so I actually decided to come back to one, and it's called "Seeking a Friend for the End of the World." Oh man, I gotta tell you, um, when I first heard about this story, when I first heard about this movie, it was definitely screamed art house. As far as that goes, it screamed art house. Um, the way it was advertised and what have you. And I went ahead and saw this at the AMC, and I was this I was blown away. Um, End of the world movies sort of fascinate me. I'm a big fan of them, actually. I know I were a little twisted, but I like Miracle Mile. Miracle Mile was fantastic. There's been several others where it's like the day after, uh, Termination, the Terminator, Judgment Day. But this movie is fantastic. Came out in 2012, and it stars Steve Carrell and Keira Knightley and a bunch of well-known faces: Connie Britton, William Peterson, Patton Oswalt, T.J. Miller, Derek Luke. Underrated actor, by the way, Derek Lucas. Um, so I decided to, I've seen it, but I decided to talk about it a little bit more because I've never formally reviewed this. So basically, the story is in 3 weeks' time, an asteroid called Matilda is going to hit the planet Earth and basically wipe out life as we know it. Um, and as they announced the last gasp to try to stop the meteor, the asteroid, which was a spaceship. It was destroyed trying to save us. Once it was known that it wasn't, then people just Steve Carell plays Dodge, and when his wife hears that about there's no going back, uh, she just gets out of the car and runs. Doesn't look back, doesn't say a word, gets out of the car and runs. Um, and so Dodge decides to go home. You hear noises in the background. Um, People react to the end of the world differently. Um, the one thing about Dodge is that he's been waiting for this, whether he knows it or not. He's been waiting for something like this. He lives a very small life, and he has no joy in his life. Not with this relationship, not with his job, not with anything. So when he hears this, it's really, while other people are reacting totally in the whole movie, everybody reacts to the news. What the cheetah wants to throw his 2 cents here. Um, Everybody reacts wildly, crazily, just going pell mell. Anything they ever wanted to do in life, they're doing it now because they got 3 weeks to do it. And Dodge has nothing. He goes to work. He goes to he tells his cleaning lady. First, he does try to get her not to come anymore, but then he realizes that this is her way of coping. So she says, "Yeah, go ahead," and and come on over and clean the house. He meets Penny. Penny's sitting on the outside outside his apartment window, and she's really upset. And so he brings her in there, and they talk. And as she's English, she wants to try to get home. Well, Dodge and Penny decide that's what they're going to try to do. Um, they leave the boyfriend behind, Owen, played by Aaron Brody. They leave him behind. Don't know what happens to him. Um, After Dodge had tried to commit suicide, he had woken up to have someone had left a dog with him. So it's Penny, Dodge, and Sorry. And what they decide to do is, now that Dodge has a little bit of purpose in life, is that he's going to help Penny. One, he's going to help Penny get to her parents in the UK, and two, he inadvertently finds out because Penny had kept his mail and didn't realize that one of his ex-girlfriends, probably the woman that he loved in life, had divorced and had tried to reach out to him, but because she had kept the letter for so long, it was 6 weeks. So, but he's gonna still try to meet up with her. So that's what they do. They drive to Delaware. They're gonna drive to Delaware to do this. They go to and they meet various people. They're best friends. They meet this really bunch of crazy people over at what's called Friendly's, which is a real restaurant chain. They call it the Frenzies, which they do all sorts of crazy things there. It's a lot of laughs. I mean, there is a lot of laughs, a lot of physical humor in the movie. At first, we see William Peterson playing a man who's dying. He's actually dying, but he puts a contract out on his life. And he thinks that that's what they're there for, to kill him, and they're saying no, not at all. And so he sort of starts to relax, and then the real people come up there and finish him off. We see, like I said, we see a lot of people do a lot of things, like, what would you do knowing if you only had 3 weeks to live before the entire planet was wiped out? And I think this plays true. Director and screenwriter Lorraine Scarfara, I think she paints a true picture. I think there would be some people out there that would be going crazy, but I think there would be some people that would, as long as they could, try to live their life as they could, maintain. Coming to clean somebody's house, putting on a uniform and going to work. I just think that would be their way to cope with it, and we see both sides of it. And after getting help from one of Penny's friends, Speck, they have a car, and they drive up to where the girl that got away, her house, but she's not there. So Penny and Dodge stay there, and they have a nice meal, and they talk with each other to get to know each other, and then they go ahead and they just go to the beach. They go to the beach to see people there. They're getting baptized. They're just enjoying everybody's company. It's a beautiful scene. Dodge holds Penny's hand. You can definitely see that those two are genuinely falling in love. And so he doesn't meet her, but he takes Penny. Says, "I know someone who could take you to your parents." So, and it's his dad, Dodge's dad, and they haven't talked to each other in 25 years. So this is his way of, they drive up there, and turns out Dodge's dad is played by Martin Sheen, and those two reconcile somewhat. You can't clear 25 years of pain in one day, and Dodge tells him, I need your help, and so he puts her on a plane. He puts her on a small plane, and his dad's gonna make the run. I don't know how he was going to do that. I was very curious because he's leaving on a single engine like a Piper, and I'm just thinking, how in the hell are you going to get across the Atlantic Ocean? I was just trying to think about that. Um, but I'm sure there's probably a way. Um, and then Dodge heads back home to wait for the end of the world. And as he gets there, they tell us that it's coming a lot sooner than they thought. It's going to be here a week sooner. So instead of having a one week left of life, now they have a matter of hours. Um, but Pennyhead wakes up in the plane, tells Dodge's dad to turn back, and then she gets back to Dodge's house, and um, they love till the end of the world. This is a beautiful film. It really is. It's interesting. It's really interesting to. I think what I really liked about this film is the evolution of Steve Carrell as a dramatic actor. Um, that's what I think. I think he is a sensational dramatic actor. We saw glimpses of that in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, which is a movie with a lot of heart in it. He still can do a slapstick. I mean, he saw in Anchorman. He's still there. He's still crazy in The Office. But as far as his career goes, he might be the trajectory of his career reminds me very much of Robin Williams. In fact, he even did a movie called what was it? I think it was Fish. I played the DuPont, the heir of the DuPonts who killed a wrestler. So he's in a wrestling movie like Robin Williams was with in A World According to Garp. He played a wrestling coach, and so of course we all see him do Little Miss Sunshine. He did that. That was a really cool movie, very serious. He also did which is Crazy Stupid Love, which actually turned up again with a lot of heart, and he brings that to his roles. Hope Springs, that was not a very good movie, but he shined in it. I thought though, even in like I said, even in the most serious movie that he has done, probably has been Foxcatcher. But everything else, and The Big Short, but everything else it's been both. He's been going back and forth, and I think he's just evolving into a fine dramatic actor. It would not be surprising to see him walk away with an Oscar. Um, I really believe that. Even though he's still doing the Minion movies, I think he does the Minion movies for the kids. I think that's the reason why he does that. I don't think he does it for any other reason other than for the children. And again, I think that speaks to who he is as a person, as an actor. The rest of the cast is stellar. Keira Knightley is super cute. I mean, when has she not been cute ever since her debut in Pirates of the Caribbean? Um, and she has done she's had a fine career as well. Um, she played in one of my very favorite movies, Sense and Sensibility, with Emma Thompson, and my favorite role Alan Rickman did in Sense and Sensibility. Tremendous movie. Probably get reviewed here sooner than later. But for Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, this is all Steve Carell's movie. Just watch him, and it's a sad movie toward the end, sure, because you see that he has finally found something that he really wants. He's been looking for his whole life for, and for the very first time, he's happy. And he only has basically about 2 weeks to have it. That's rough. That's rough. I can relate to that. I can relate to that, which is probably one of the reasons why this movie means a lot to me. I can relate to that. Finding something and then not having it for very long. Oh, this there's nothing worse than that. But I highly recommend this movie. You can get this at Amazon or eBay. It's like I said, even though it's 2012, it's relatively common out there if you look for it. But thanks for watching watching our review, and we'll be back next Monday with another Dollar Tree Theater. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting the sub button. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of this movie. If you watched it, did you like it? Let me know. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. All right, thanks so much, and we will see you on Friday for our next installment of Dollar Theater. This time it'll be the Voters Edition. Peace.